Hi Tubies, here's Alexandra. You may have heard that General Splatin had tried to make an approach to measure the distance of the quality of a miniature. So let me say he picked up a miniature like this one, and he measures the distance from what distance the miniature is capable to keep its quality. Basically, he tries to figure out a system to rate miniatures. But actually what we are looking at is rating art. For example, which one is better? This one here or that? These are two absolutely masterpieces of art from well-known artists, and you can't compare both because they are completely not measurable, because this is art. But it is measurable. Yes, I know this is kind of weird, but we can just simply put the picture of the art and rate it. That's impossible, because let me say, on a scale from 1 to 10, this picture get a 10 and this picture get also a 10. But which one is better? Well, you have to split up the picture on what kind of things we have in this picture. So, for example, we have the composition of the picture. Here we have something surrealistic, and here we have a picture of a person. And here we have some background. Here we also have some background. And then we can measure the painting quality, how good the artist have made the details here. For example, here the background is very detailed, and here the background is detailed here in the front a little bit, but in the back it is fading away. So there we have something to grab on to actually rate art. But back now to miniatures. So you want to vote miniatures. So, for example, this here. These two guys are actually very well painted. And then you have these two guys here. They are also absolutely well painted. So, now you have to start somewhere to actually rate those two couples of guys which are better. So you have to divide the kind of pieces we found here. So I give you a little bit in view on voting about Golden Demon art or miniature art itself. So we have to figure out some ways to vote them. And we have to divide the miniature into several pieces. First thing to vote is the base. Is the base good or is it not? So both bases are made and have a nice scenic to it, and the miniature fits into it. So both get good points, but they are not perfect, so not the highest points on both. I think these bases here look a little bit better because they are fitting the miniature very well. On this miniature, here the bases stick out too much, I think. Well, that's my personal opinion, but that's the first thing to measure. Second, the style of painting. So you see here some color blendings on the miniatures, and extreme highlights here and there, and plain surfaces and non-metallic metal paint jobs. And if you put this all together, this is here a comic style miniature. And this here, this is realistic style. You have very smooth blendings here with shadow areas and damages on the armor. These are some points to rate too. Then the next rating part is free hands on the miniature. Here you can see banner poles with free hands. And here example number 2 is also a free hand. So let's go on to other miniatures. For example, this here. This is an example for the next measurement point, the uniqueness. Is the miniature you have painted unique in some way? Well, these here absolutely are. They are breaking out from the normal Space Marine standards. They are actually obviously Space Marines, but obviously not. Well, they are exceptionally painted, and here's another measurement point. And here also the bases are quite nice, but I think these are resin bases you can buy. So there's a little minus point. So the base is not done by itself. Here we have another masterpiece. Absolutely comic style. And compared to this one here, this is also comic style, but it is a little bit worse. Because here, for example, the base is not done, really. It's just sand. But the miniature itself looks really cool with all the checkers here. And then you have to look at the color composition. This is also a point that needs to be focused on. For example, let me say this miniature would be painted in pinks and yellows. It would burn in the eye, and even if it's painted like this, it won't look good. So here are 2 other examples to compare you. Here's a Cybot, or Dreadnought, sorry, also in comic style, and here's a very nice Dreadnought, also from the same chapter, but this here is not comic style, this is realistic style. So you have to compare these 2. And with the measurement method, you can't measure the distance really from where the breaking point is. That's, in my opinion, the wrong way to rate a miniature. It's just a matter of how well does the miniature look overall, and with the same parts here and there. So, I hope this clarifies my point of view. I personally think the measurement in distance doesn't work. It's just one way of voting overall a miniature. You just have to take every single measurement option you have, count them together, divide them through the parts you have divided in, and then you have an actual rating of a miniature. You can't just compare one miniature with another just by putting them together. That's not possible. So, I hope this clarifies a little bit. See you, your Alexandra.